Good day, everybody. My name is Christopher Callaway. Welcome back to my channel. And thanks for watching the previous video if you've watched it. Now, in this video, we're going to learn a lot of new concepts. And this one will be random quote generator. Quote of the day from very inspiring people like James Cook, Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs, the guy I've mentioned in the beginning. Yes, I know. You remember me saying being like Steve Jobs at the beginning. Yes, I remember saying that from the beginning of my YouTube channel. I remember saying that. So let's begin with our program for the day. Here with me today is the code. The code for the day. Doc type HTML, then HTML, which gives you an error if you don't put it. Yes. And I forgot to tell you, if you don't put the language there, it will surely give you a light error. Like example, adjust code style settings. So in this case, if you have that kind of error when you're working with WebStorm, simply put this. And see, you have a whole lot of languages to choose from. A whole lot of languages to choose from. Every single one of them. And EN. There we go, no more errors. So head. So this is the head of the program. Title, which is also known as the title of the program if you have taken my quiz, the last video. And this video is just a continuation of the last one, except this one has its own separate topic. Yes, so today is head, then body, then inspirational quote generator. Or let's change the name instead, inspirational random quote generator. Thank you very much. From the program listed, so we can change the title to whatever we want. So head, body, and if you want to know the concept H1 is the largest of all text. You can show a big text, a big one at any time. Yes, H1 is the biggest of all of them. You can show any text in big form. That's the biggest. And the lowest is just H6. I might show you all these concepts one time. The concepts of HTML, the basic concepts. I might show it all in the video. H1, H2, H3, H4, P, L, I, L, O, U, L, A, and so many features of HTML. Even button, let me just show you these. P, this is text, and the ID there is quote. So it just shows us the quote once it runs. So the button there will ask us to generate. And when we run the program, you see generate quote, which is expecting us to run the quote, generate the quote. So here it is, script, const quotes. Then these are some famous quotes from many people. The only way to do great work is to love what you do, by Steve Jobs. Believe you can and you're halfway there, Theodore Roosevelt. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop, by Confucius. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, Eleanor Roosevelt. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our dreams doubt of today, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Don't watch the clock, do what it does, keep going, Sam Levenson. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time, by Thomas Edison. And this one applies to everyone. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them, which is out by Albert Einstein. Do just once what the Do just once what others say you cannot do, and you will never pay attention to their limits ever again by James Cook. Good one. Then, in 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned in life. It goes on. Very, very good quotes from them. I thank them for giving me the quotes. So, Const, quote display. Document.getElement by ID. Wow, this one is a very, 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 very useful program. It's a very strong one. Element by ID. You don't know what it means? Let me explain to you in detail. So document.getElement by ID is simply just getting an element of a website from its ID, and which is just quote. Even GenerateButton has it too. Document.getElement by. That's getting the element by their ID. So generate, you see it there. ID, quote, you see it there. Then function. Functions in JavaScript always begin with function. But in Python, it begins with def, which I've shown you in several programs before, which is just contrasting to that. Const random index math.floor. Yes, bracket math.random. Math is a multi-linear set of programs apart from itself. It's a multi built-in function which has so many functions like floor, ceil, random, floor, then square, cube root, and so many things. I'll show you all of them in the concepts of HTML. One of my later videos will describe all of those. Even JavaScript too. And maybe someday I can also show you CSS. Const, random quote. Quotes, random index. So quote display, the text context is random quote. So that means these two are going to show out the quotes. So GenerateButton, the add event listener. So the event listener is this is actually listening to when it generates the button. Listening to when I click on a button. So when I run this site, you'll see the programs come into petition. So get ready because you're gonna learn a lot of important stuff from that. So after, we're going to do our quiz and special thanks. There we go. Inspirational random quote generator. Generate quote. In 3 words, I can sum up everything that I've learned in life. It goes on. That's the last one, and that's what the random actually does. The random in programming simply gives you a random stuff. It just gives you random things from 0 to 10. So if you pick 0 to 10, I can imagine of a random number. Let's say 8. Yes. Then the next one I say 2. The next one I say 9. The next one I say is 4. Just random. It just generates randomly without even saying its number at all. The next. Say again. It can also repeat itself. If it wants to, it'll just repeat itself. Just like that. So without further ado, we'll go to our quiz immediately. Here we are at our quiz. So the start quiz is like that. So if you have noticed in the previous video, I also put myself in a circular box so that it proves to me that I'm the one been creating things, not just any other person apart from myself. Yes, that's why I've decided to do this as a previous video. So let's begin with the quiz. So if it doesn't work, I can just go back and change things. Come on. There we go. The answer is B. So we're gonna go again. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on, genius. I know you've got the answer. Const. Const is obviously the word for constant, so you know what constant actually means. 3, 2, 1. Used in declaring variables that cannot be reassigned to a newer variable. That means it's like permanent. It's like the permanent one. You can even use this in programs, like example, const pi equals to 3.14. That's a technique you can use. I get it, because pi is a permanent value. The answer is C. That's the difference between let and const. Let is a block scoped variable that can be reassigned. Using const with block scope variables that are constant cannot be reassigned. Now that's what I call a good difference. And also a reasonable one too. How many new techniques have we learned in the video? Because we have learned many. We can't even count how many of them, but we're gonna find out in 3, 2, 1, and 8. Good one. I've mentioned this. Come on, I have mentioned this. I always make my quizzes according to what I mentioned, but sometimes from deeper knowledge. The biggest size of any font in a website. True. Next question. The definition of a function in JavaScript. I've just mentioned it a long time ago. Document.getElement by ID returns an element with a specified value. This is another word for what I'm saying in the video. It's a very strong command in JavaScript. You should try it sometimes. That's what I might be using in your foundation assessment. Say the math function in JavaScript is not a single function, but rather a built-in object that provides various mathematical functions and constants. It's a built-in object that provides many functions. Yes, like seal, floor, and everything. Yep, I might put this in foundational assessment. And also, maybe one day I can also be doing C++ too. In order to add to that. That's why I've not yet done your foundational assessment yet. Last question. And the answer is, which of these in JavaScript is false? It has access to different programming languages. Not wrong. It's a not. So we have our quiz complete. Well done. Well done, I can say. Well done. So let's greet in our special thanks. And those of you whose name are on the list, it's all of you. All of you I should thank at this moment for the video making and everything. I should thank all of you for it. Hope everybody learned something new today, because programming is just a non-stop adventure. Yes, it's just like climbing up a steep hill. It's until you found out some basics, and then from the basics you get to the top of ones. You get to the elite. You get harder and harder results. Yes, from good things, from hard work comes good results. That's the secret I forgot to share in the last video. So in order to get big results, you have to get hard work in order to get some good results. But if you get lazy work, you might end up with some basic results. That's why I'm not producing games and not showing to you them until you have reached somewhere in exceptional, yes, excellence or exceptional assessment. Yes, it's until we've taken our excellence assessment. That's when I'll show you some games. So your foundation assessment will be coming up soon, as I can say. So my motivational quote for the day is, do not stop, never give up no matter what comes to you. No matter what obstacle comes to you, never give up. And programming is a non-stop adventure that goes through series of events. You just have to keep climbing and climbing until you reach the highest mountain. But that's my rhyme. You get it? I hope you do. Because like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next set of videos that I will be producing with Python and JavaScript and maybe C++ by the side. Thank you very much for listening.